tell us a little about your book. It's With All Your Heart, based on the words that the Rebbe told you?
I don't have the book next, but stories to hear with your heart, and then words to hear with your heart. Actually, I'm sorry, open words to hear with your heart and stories to hear with your heart, because that's the Rebbe told me that. And a lot of women actually started telling me they started keeping mikvah, because I put pointers in there about mikvah and about marital harmony. Many different stories. Who of course, I changed the names, but many stories of women who were not keeping mikvah and had issues with her husband and started keeping it, not because it's something Kabbalistic, but when Hashem says, if you do this, it'll be good for your marriage, it's from God. It's not just something like a magical thing. It's a natural mitzvah that we keep, and women who keep it are blessed by having better relationships with their husband, um, revering one another, respecting one another. When you're not always available, it means you're more sought after, and it's more. Everyone needs their space. So I think Hashem
Mhm.
realized that men also need their space and women also need their space. I have so many stories, true stories of people who took to the Rebbe for blessings. So I may mention one.
Sure.
When I lived in I now live in Kew Gardens. When I lived in Forest Hills Gardens, there was a couple living next to me, Persian couple, and she came to me once crying. She just had a baby. She said that the doctors discovered a tumor in her husband's throat that was inoperable, and they gave him 2 months or maybe 3 months to live. What shall I do? This was before dollars, many, many years ago. I said to her, I'm going to take you to the Rebbe to get a bracha. She said, but we're not religious. We don't keep anything. I said, what do you mean? The Rebbe loves everyone, gives everyone a blessing. So I remember driving him in. We walked in, we stood in the lobby of 770 for Mincha time. The Rebbe walked out and stood in front of him and gave him a bracha for healing. I don't know how he could see it. And he told me to tell them to keep the laws of kashrut biduk, to keep kosher. She told me that actually they didn't keep anything at all.
Mm.
Well, Baruch Hashem, I had two good Bochurim, Persian Bochurim, who are now both of them rabbis. They went in the kasher their home. She started ordering meat from Crown Heights. She kept two different kitchens, actually, meat and milk. And the tumor just disappeared. They didn't know how it
Mhm.
happened. But so, how do you explain this? I don't know. This is something. It's very mystical, but we don't understand how, Hashem works things. Another time, I remember I took in this family, and he was very wealthy. This Persian man who brought in his mother, who had Yenamachle, who was sick, and the Rebbe allowed me to take in couples and be with them, men and women together. So I saw what happened. He stood in front of the Rebbe and he told the Rebbe, pointing to his mother, "My mother, she's sick." And the Rebbe says, "Give more tzedakah." So he became very upset. He said, "You don't understand. You don't understand. My mother, she's sick." The Rebbe says, "Put more tzedakah." So he got even more upset. I said, his name is Yosef. Yosef, he told you what to do. Move on. And he did. Afterwards, he started giving more tzedakah. He would give me every single month. He would send me tzedakah to distribute, and it went away.
Wow. Wow.
I remember one of my friends' husband's sister lived in England, and she couldn't get married. She kept getting engaged, and it would be broken off. They didn't know what to do. So she said, "Sarah, maybe you can call the Rebbe. You can ask the Rebbe what to do." So the Rebbe answered, "Check her mezuzahs." And they got very upset. They said, "No, no, we just put brand new mezuzahs up. It cannot be that." She got engaged, and again, a week before the wedding, got broken off. So again, they told me what to do. I said, "The Rebbe told you, check the mezuzahs." They checked the mezuzahs, all were kosher, but that young lady's mezuzah was kosher, but it was upside down. They
Mhm.
put the right side down, and Baruch Hashem, she got married. There's
Mm.
so many stories like that
The the
actually
the the
happen.
implication of mitzvot are tremendous
Yeah,
blessings, and
yeah,
it
yeah.
brings great, spiritual blessings and tremendous
Yeah,
energy to our world, so
it really
that's
does. Yeah,